I've already found the solution, and we'll start from the point where you are now. So, you made it now like 3 columns. You see, 3 columns. This is the first one, this is the second, and the third one. And we here see what? It's aligned like this, like 2 columns. It's got the same padding, the same margin, the same space separated, and here aligning relatively to this space. So we got here on the original, we got just those same columns as we got on the first section. So what we do, we don't do 3 columns just to remind the layout visually. It's not the solution, it's not the proper thing to do. So if we see here aligning relatively to the previous section, we must just do the same thing at the final result. So we at once disallow this approach. So what we do though, we copy this first, just copying this section. Then we removing all spare elements, actually all those elements except for the column, so content box. So we must end up with this background section, and with the same background as the original first section, and with the content box, which allows us to have this same 1200 space, working space. So now what we do next, basically we have removed our columns, and those we need. So those columns, because those fractions, we need those same fractions. So we remove this text, we remove all inside the columns, all elements, and next I've removed a column, button, and text. And we got these 2 columns. You see, identical columns. So now we can just drag here this logo and align it as a center. As a center, and it's probably got additional alignment here. So we remove this alignment, and we got here logo. And then we move here our text and our button. So, and we set the button already. We align it like this, and we say it's block and float, relative, absolute. So right now we got like this. Well, it can work okay. So we're removing these columns here, and basically the entire content box. And now here on the content box we got those paddings. We will remove those, and this background section, and content box. We moved the entire content box. though we could move content books. Wait a second, why is this happening to us? This one, probably this button here gives us maybe something. Okay, let's make it just relative for now. And columns. So columns, this here now, this here now, and then let's try maybe a float like this and float like this, and maybe above button, and then here float, left, right, okay, and maybe we could even make it like this probably. Right, so this one is like this. Just later check how it will go. So anyways, I'm talking now about exactly this aligning this background section. So the first issue we've managed. So basically we've aligned here the center, and now we should just align this one at the right too. So probably here like this, and so this button, let's try to make something with it like absolute here now, absolute, and here like this, and now here we can do something like this, and then here, yeah, it should be better, much better, just to check, and yes, it's much better. Maybe those columns later we will make it wrap columns, and to make it like this. Okay, so anyways, responsiveness will be changed, and it's another point, but as for this point we got it like this. So 2 columns just as the previous section, then this centered, this here right aligned, and then this button is absolutely aligned, absolutely floating. So this button is floating and absolutely aligned and positioned, right to say absolutely positioned, and then aligned to the right corner, and then we just made on the width of this button, we just made this margin for this element. So this is how we, at this point, we resolved this issue. Well, to make it like columns, to make it like nested columns, I don't know, I don't like it. It's not a proper way. It's like, you know, let's check how did they do that. Maybe we will. It's just a link, then it's a block element, and and yes, it's two block elements. They are floating. Yes, they made it like columns. Well, anyways, it looks much better, much more, you know, you see those, no those extra margins, so much natural. So this is it. I hope you will learn this technique. Okay, so logo here, column, and columns like this. So this vertical aligning, and this is vertically aligned. Now it seems much better. Maybe not ideal, maybe it could be improved. I don't say that it's like, but still it's rather, I should tweak a bit here. Still it's much closer to the region than it could be, so just, yeah, for some reason. So this, and it's like, it feels like this margins here is more than, so columns, aha, you see this columns, it's got 10 margin. Okay, we remove this 10 margin. We are not forgetting about dimensions. So 40, and we need 53, so just add some extra paddings for the parent element, for the content box. And then we got our element. It's perfect. Now it's just perfect. Just to check on the responsiveness, and we're done. It's basically ready.